FreeMMOStation.com.
Hey guys, this is Hito here with our first look video from FreeMMOStation.com on Onigiri, the Japanese action-based game on old Japan's myths, fables, stories, and legends. It is in an alpha test, so that's what we are bringing you guys today, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So here is the character creation, which will be the first part of this video. So let's quickly go through this, but actually very detailed, so people can actually see what's going on. So here we already are in the character creation. You can see that there's different types of body types, so we can go by section. So I'm just going to show you guys what each one looks like. So here, of course, is the muscular male. It's kind of intimidating looking. The glamorous female, which of course you can see the tits and everything is already in this game, but you can see that the textures are not very. That's one thing that you should tell them in game, or just tell anybody, or just give them feedback, because that's what they want from an alpha test. That's what the alpha test is for. So if you do play this game, if you want it to be good, basically, please hit them up with the feedback, so you can just tell them, because of course the textures are not that bad. I'm sure as you get into the game, you can make them better when the game comes out fully. Here's the young boy, which of course is just a smaller version, and the young girl, and then here's the average body male and average body female. So he said very specific, and you can see here that it just basically goes by height, and like I said, just the way that their body is. So I'm just gonna go with the muscular male because they're intimidating and they're huge, which is what everybody wants to be when they're alive, right? So here is the face. You can see that the face is kind of generally in the same way that you see in most games. They kind of, even though this is not very complex from what they have already, and actually you can actually see the mouse cursor too. It's actually really cool. It's like a nunchuck sort of. So here it is. We are in tattoos and stuff. Like the facial features are basically different types of complexion that you see in every other game, and it kind of makes you look mean, sort of. You can see the eyebrows kind of pointing up, and you get some sort of tattoos. I said they're very specific, and like I said, there's only 8 of them facial features wise, and you can see the different eye colors. Your eyes kind of look like the devil with those little pupils, which is pretty funny. So here we are going now to the hair. So the hair has a lot. So we're actually going to take off the face here. The hair has a lot of long hairs and has some crazy hairs. You can see it's still going through the equipment or clothing that you're wearing, which is pretty bad. But you know, like I said, that's why we're in alpha. So most of them are really wicked and have a lot of long hair. You can spin and zoom in to see if you like it or not. So you can see there's a lot of long hair. Some of them even look girly, but you know, this is the whole point of it being a game, right? So you can see that there's a little bit more than there is facial features. So I'm just going to go with the most wicked one that I find, which is, I think, this one. This is crazy. Long hair. Very parted. And here I'm going to put the wicked hair color. We're going to put the green. So like I said, there's a few things you can choose out of for an alpha test. It's not that bad. Usually they just give you something really simple. They can't really edit. Now going to the clothing sets, you can see that there's only 3 clothing sets, but the first one actually looks good, at least for males. Females, you will notice that it has a kind of part that you don't want to see, and then you see here the huge tits already, and it's smiling at you, and you already know that this game's really good for you. So here is the different facial features, just makeup and other things like that, and the same type of hair colors, and then of course the different hairs for females, but the colors still remain the same. So now I'm going to go into the clothing sets of the females also. So you can see here that there's 3 different clothing sets. They're basically the same for male and female in terms of how the way they look and the color schemes, but you can see that this is probably the most attractive, because I know that somebody is staring at the tits and everything else, and they're pretty pale, which is really surprising. So let's now just go back to the male for a second, and like just look at the clothing sets. You can already see that the first one looks the greatest, probably his personal preference. So now we're going to go to the last part, which is the clothing parts, which is basically using the separate parts of your body and just switching between the 3 clothing sets anyways. So I would kind of suggest you could mix through them, but just having the ones that are already mixed together are the best ones, at least to me. That's why they're there, and that's why they're in the set anyways. But also for female, you could, like I said, switch it around if you want it anyways. Glamorous is probably the female that everybody plays as. There's a lot of females that are in this game, so you can change between these 3. Like I said, the one that you see most of the body is probably the one that will see most, at least for this alpha. So let's just get past this character creation and just go to the selective part. So I'm just going to select the muscular male. Yes, I know I wasn't going to stay in female. And you have to put in a name, so I'm just going to put FreeMMOStation.com because that's who we are. And then get more into the specializations that you could pick as a class in this game. So there's 5 different ones. There's power, defensive, cautious, kind, and daring. Now, of course, they specialize in those certain things, of course. And if you click on whatever one, it actually tells you a biography of the weapons that they use and, of course, the stats that it would give you. So my pick being, because I love swords, axes, and spears, would be the power one. You can choose whatever one you want. So we're gonna get into the game, and I'll see you guys in the game. So you can see, guys, that we are finally in the game, and we're gonna get into some gameplay. So you see that we kind of get into the beginning part, kind of through this nice looking cave sort of, and you can see that it already has some sort of tutorial on how to move, jump, and zoom, but you should already know that if you play these games, right? So the attacks would be with the select button like usual, and then special moves would run with the right click, and then 1, 2, 3 would be to switch between your special move when you right click. You can see that it is different. Also, with a problem that many people have not noticed in this game, if you do not know how to get to the menu up top, what you do is you basically press Alt, and you see your cursor comes up, and you can open up your different settings to equip clothing, inventory, and everything else that you want to know. So we're back in the game here, and we're just going to keep moving, zooming, doing everything that it tells us to do, because that's what we do. We listen in alpha test. So the game has 8 different companions that you can fight with. I guess the Kamigui, and if I mistakenly say it wrong, you can correct me in the comments, but you know, all these names are kind of complicated, at least for me. And it also, like I said, has 8 companions, and you fight against the Kamigui and their masters, which they're called the Gaoku. And here's actually a different thing we're attacking now. So you can see it is an action game. I have all those cool damage bars and everything, and the enemy's just crazy looking. Just look at that guy. So let me just get away from him. So they kind of, like I said, they kind of just jump back, and they said they attack you. They said, as you play a different class and have different weapons, you can attack differently. And of course, you have the basic inventory and everything else in this game, which is, like I said, it's pretty decent already for the alpha, being that I've already played it. So, and it has all those cool slashes and stuff. And you can see that they just keep spawning. So we're going to change to the skills and just start attacking them. Oh god, I just got killed. And just use some of my special moves on them. Oh god, that was kill. So I just leveled up, and now I guess we're moving through the story. And you can see that some girl just screamed in a really retarded manner. So E is to pick up whatever you find, and shift, if you see on the screen, is to defend. So I said this game basically goes pretty fast. You learn everything pretty fast. And to dodge, of course, is double tap. I think people would know that. So you can see the crazy monster telling me what to do. So now we're going into a part of the story that kind of seems very interesting. So the main focuses of this game, we're actually told everything that I'm reading is on the website. And there's a cool looking dragon, 3-head Yu-Gi-Oh looking dragon here. So the main focuses are, like I said, I believe that there was an alpha test before this one. And you can see that the story is kind of progressing now. And they talk in Japanese, of course, this being a Japanese game. But even though this is in America, so we're fighting this huge dragon. So we're going to actually fight this huge dragon first, and I'll keep talking because I don't want to die. So you can see it will actually keep the tutorial around. So, oh god, I'm going to dodge that. Ooh, okay. So let's start getting into this ugly beast looking thing. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess, unless you're fighting them. So, of course, your HP and your level and everything else are on top. So you'll always know that. And it steps on you. Oh gosh. And said, I can't wait for the textures to get better, and when you're actually allowed to do your settings in order for sound, because you cannot actually change the sound level. The game's pretty loud. You might not want to play with the music, play with your own music or something like that. And also the alpha test is windowed, so if you hate windowed games, I'm so sorry. It is windowed. So you see the dragon's kind of being derpy right now. He's kind of on the other side. I mean, I guess I'm just going to fight him. And then he just randomly turns around and does the same move over and over, but I'm going to just keep switching moves and just try to beat him up. So you can see the health bar and the level bar up there. So it dropped a bunch of copper and other things. And I think I dropped the silver sword and everything else. So I'm going to pick that up and find this girl. So look, now we're going to have a nice little chat part here. So you might sometimes want to skip this. So it just depends if you, like I said, if you are somebody who loves the story, then you might want to read this. But sometimes it does take long, that the story takes long. But they actually tell you some valuable information for the game that you might get lost without listening to it. So we finished the tutorial. So that will be, like I said, the first thing that you go through. And we're going to head to that teleport over there. I wonder if I can just, dodge things to get there. Yeah. And I still do not know how to run. If it's possible to run, I guess I'm running now, but it's kind of like a jog. Maybe because I'm so muscular. And the loading screens. Look at those loading screens. They're just amazing. Look at that. So we should get into a populated area now where a lot of players... There's been a lot of people playing this since it started at 9 o'clock Eastern Time or 6 o'clock Pacific Time yesterday in the United States. And also, like I said, we're going to get back into what this game focuses on. And we are now in I can never see it right. Onigashima. They put everything so fast you can actually see that we're looking through the thing now. And there's a lot of people around here to the point we are lagging. Oh gosh, that's not good. But that's because this is the main area and everybody's playing this game. You can see all different looks and all different people. So that would be the person to talk to. But I'm not going to talk to that person because I do not want to go anywhere yet. So you're going to kind of see around the world. It's basically, like I said, lots of multiple online games. So you should be able to free roam and just walk around. Obviously not a lot. Oh god, I just fell off. And like I said, there'll be a bunch of crazy things. Like, look at this guy. So let's get into the things that are really focused about in this alpha test. So you should leave feedback. One of them will be focusing on parties. So playing with other people to defeat enemies in the game is very, very important. So if you actually press Alt and go up, you can see that you can have your partners first, all your quests, and then your community, which means you can form a party, edit the party, of course, leave the party also. So this game is recommended with friends like almost every other massive multiplayer online game, and they want to know feedback about playing with other people. And of course, I'm sure XP is balanced and everything else. F is also to switch to your weapon. So I'm actually going to go to this kind of spell dragging thing. So I have like the force now. And then the next thing is Magatama. Magatama is actually one of the most important things of the game. There's so much things that go around that. Especially because Magatama is our... well, if you want to know what that is defensive items if you don't figure it out in game. And you can equip up to 4 of them. And you have to defeat yokai to get... or have them crafted by Kaguya. God, I'm having so much trouble with these names. And now my phone's ringing, but I'm going to throw that away because that's not important. And with that, you can actually, like I said, besides getting them crafted by one of your companions, they actually raise stat points and attack skills, defense abilities, and have separate costs. You have to actually pay for them, sort of, in-game. Or if you, like I said, unless you get them crafted. So I'm actually going to talk to this person now. I cannot even pronounce their name, so I'm not even going to try. So they don't really talk to you, you just see it on the bottom. So if you're someone that doesn't like reading this game, it's not for you. But no, it's an action game, so you probably like it anyways. So I'm kind of just going to skip through all this. You can see that they have some funny facial expressions, especially because this person just looks like they're mad the whole time. Also with Magatama, the capacity that you can equip or have is actually increased by leveling up and completing quests. So I'm sure the capacity is increased, like I said, the farther you get into the game. And the last thing in this game that is actually really important is the partner system that they're trying to figure out. So your companions will actually travel with you, and they'll increase in power and ability as their affection rises when the affection you have with them. And then you defeat bosses that give you raised affection levels. So the partner system will be just amazing for this. So they said they just really want you to give them feedback, because I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure there has been a alpha test for this before, and you can see that now they're explaining you how to use equipment and stuff. So it's basically still like sort of a tutorial for you if you want to know everything about the game. So they'll actually tell you everything. So here they actually show the weapons, clothes, and Magatama. So like I said, Magatama is really important in this game, and they're really focusing on this, and that's why, like I said, they just have this for now. And of course, to have fun, you want to have fun. So here we go. I'm getting some reward and XP for this, and I believe I got Magatama. So you can see actually there's a sort of chat thing here, and a chat actually appears in that little box that you see that's kind of like grayed out on the bottom, and it actually has a thing where it actually shows you where your mission or your next quest is. So I'm actually gonna press Alt and actually show you the status screen and everything else. So it's actually pretty nice looking. Shows your attack and every other stat you would ever want to know about this game. And then here's the equip. So here's everything you need to equip in this game. So I'm actually going to go to clothing and just, okay, not even clothing, because clothing we can't even do anything because on the clothing. So we're going to go to inventory. In inventory you're going to see, I think there is, you can see, yeah, all the things that you have gotten in the game. Some of them have question marks, so you have to see that you have to identify it first before using it, which is pretty sad, but you can't do everything in these games. And also your skills, so the skills that you could do and the levels and ranks that they have for each weapon you actually use in the game. So it's actually not that bad. And of course you have the standardized map and quest on the side. So I'm actually get a little bit more, and I kind of zoomed in a lot. I have no idea what happened there. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. So here we go. The gatekeeper wants me to let me go in, so I have to equip Magatama first. So let's see how this works now. So we're gonna press Alt. Oh god, I just did something. Oh, that's cool. I did a special. So I'm going to press Alt and actually look for how I can equip Magatama here. Like I said, so this can actually help you in the future. So apparently I need to get it from her. I guess I did not get it. So let's actually go back. It said you might have to play this game a little bit for you to actually know what's going on. It's kind of crazy. And I still have this thing open. I don't know why I had to. So you might just make sure you don't press Alt a lot so you can see. Okay, so now we're going to talk to her. I believe get Magatama. Here we go. I'm going to talk to the girl. And she's actually telling you how to identify things. So here we go. Now she's telling you how to identify the different things. So now I accept. So she identified for us. So now I'm going to make good use of identification. So I'm actually not going to do it, but I think I do have Magatama now. So let's actually see how this works. Okay, so I keep doing skills, apparently. I'm kind of failing right now. So let's go into the inventory and see what we have. So we still have nothing, apparently. I have no idea what's going on. I'm guessing... Oh, look, here's the Magatama. So I guess we can equip that right now. So equip. And we're going to equip Magatama. Can we drag it? Oh, here we go. So if you click it, it would actually bring it up. So that's why. Okay, so we have Magatama now. And we're going to actually go into that area. And maybe not see how we use it. But we're going to just fight a little bit more and just get a little bit more into the action. And then I think I've explained this game enough. Like I said, it's a really cool game, and you guys should really get into it. So I'm going to actually let go of alt here. You can see the sexiness going into this game, you know, like almost every other anime game. You know, they just do like those sexy poses and everything else. And he actually has difficulty also, so but depending on the level that you are, you can play whatever difficulty, and I'm sure you get more XP depending on the difficulty of the game. So we're here in a cage, and we're fighting with the girl that helped us, which is actually pretty cool. So I'm guessing she is one of the companions that you can play with. Like I said, there's 8 different ones, and they all have special abilities. So we are here, and of course, there's some ugly looking things that we can fight, so let's fight them. And I don't think we could spam, because that blue bar actually does what lets you use it, I'm guessing, most. So we're killing it right now without actually not trying to die. Oh god. Like I said, you might get some getting used to for this game. So I gained 160 XP, and I wonder how to use Magatama. I still don't know yet how to use it. I mean, I'm guessing it does it by itself, or like I said, if you guys know how to use it or just how it works, like I said, just tell us in the comments below, because we actually like to play this game also. So you can see we are picking up a few things, and I'm doing dodge rolls and everything, and you still have to identify most of the other stuff. We're gonna keep going, and oh god, there's a skeleton looking thing in front of us. So I'm guessing she uses a bow, which is pretty cool. Oh god, he's coming at me. I feel like I'm using the force, guys. Does this guy's resembles... Oh man, I died. Say this resembles kind of Dragon Ball Z, you know, doing some kamehamehas, you know. So you can actually use a respawn item if you wanted to, that actually respawns you. But for some reason, sometimes I cannot realize unless you press Alt Y, it does that. So I'm gonna kind of get away and kind of kill it myself. And use my special on it, and boom, it is dead. So you see that we have leveled up, and we're going to collect the rest. Thank you guys for watching this, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Please leave a like and actually check it out. I think we will put the link to this game in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed it.